All right. Hey, hi guys. You were so wonderful in this film. You had such great chemistry. Had you met before at all?
No, we hadn't actually met. We saw each other briefly in the recall, but and then we did like a taster kind of day, like a few months later, and then that was the first time we properly met.
Yeah, it just seemed like you had such great. It felt very authentic. And so let me ask this kind of a off the wall question. What would you be? What would you guys be if you were not wolves? Like what forest animals would you be?
I'd love to be a bird. I'd like to be able to feel what it is like to fly. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, I think I'll have to agree with you on that one.
So, what was your favorite part about making this movie? I mean, obviously, it was the working a lot in the sound recording booth. But I mean, were you able to see some of the drawings and were you able to see some of the artwork beforehand?
Yeah, we got to see kind of rough sketches of it whilst doing the recording. So, I mean, that helped in loads of ways because you kind of got to visually see your character and then get into the scenes.
And so, what was your favorite part about that? Then was it being able to visualize it that way because you don't have a lot to play off of, right? When you're doing the vocal work.
Yeah, it gave us a really great idea of what's going on in the scene and what's going on in the visual as well. So it helped a lot, yeah.
So this is another strange one, but what do you think about if someone was to say, "How about a sequel?" What would you guys? What would your characters be doing if there was a sequel to this film?
I mean, I think Robin and Maeve, it'd be their story because at the end they kind of come together even more as a family, I think. So I'd like to see where that goes, really.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's one of the things that's just this film is so beautiful and there's so much story to it that even though it's overstuffed, it feels like you leave wanting more. Like you want to see, there's so many more adventures, there's so many corners of the forest to explore. It just seems like it's a natural, although I know that's probably not something that the filmmakers are going to do, but it does seem like a story that leaves you wanting more. Did you guys want to continue to explore that world?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what was the hardest part about this? I mean, I think Eva, what was like getting into that kind of character, that a little bit wild. Was that difficult or was that easy for you?
Well, because Maeve is such like a big, boisterous character, you really just had to let go and really go for it. But I think another thing with Maeve is because she's quite wolf-like and quite animal-like, even when she's not in her wolf form. So the growls and the howls took a lot of getting used to.
And Honor, I mean, you really had this challenge of conveying that transition from being this very doting and loving daughter and very supportive of her father to really to characterize that. And I know so much of it is in the hands of the animators, but I mean, your voice has to do so much. Was that a challenge to kind of convey all those emotions in your voice?
It's definitely more challenging, like having to, like you said, portray all these emotions just through your voice, not being able to use your face or physically do it. Like you find yourself in this room and you're in tears, and obviously, like it just you just have to zone out and get into these emotions to really allow yourself to just express all of it.
Well, you guys both did a great job. Thank you very much for this film, and I can't wait to share it with everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.